Is that better? Is there sound? Oh, that sucks. Why did this suddenly stop? Oh, there we go. No, the mic's not muted. There we go. It was something with my OBS. Geez, I've been streaming all this time with no... Thank you, David. Thank you. Nobody said anything. I didn't realize the sound wasn't working. Okay, so let's get back into this here. So that actually worked. So here's our show interfaces, and this is where we're going to write our pyATS tests. There we go. There's something with my... sorry, now there was echo, obviously, because I had my sound on over there. All right, so we have our pyATS parsed show interfaces, and we have each of our interfaces in this list here, and we have a counters, and then these different things that we can test for. And that's what we're going to work through by writing tests, and then asking ChatGPT about these tests. So we're going to start with CRC errors. And like I said, I'm going to take that CRC errors. Actually, hang on. Was there input errors? Input errors. Is there discards? No discards. Okay, there are no discards. Let's go ahead and just do CRC errors then. We'll jump right into the advanced utilization here. So input CRC, that's at the very top. And we're going to take the test that formerly used the REST API for CRC errors. And we're going to have to rewrite quite a bit of it. But we're going to just take that as our default test and paste it in here. And there's one question I want to get from input discards, a question that I don't have in CRC errors here. That question there about explain it like I'm 5. And I'll go over these questions in a second. And I'll put that question in here. No. Second is where that question goes. So you're a chatbot. Why am I getting so right here? And we have to change that to input CRC errors. What is this? This goes input CRC error, explain it like I'm 5. Input CRC error, explain it like I'm 5. Why am I getting? Okay, so now let's rewrite this code to use the SSH as opposed to the RESTCONF. So we have self-parsed JSON. As of right there, we have this JSON here. So we're going to split, not this JSON, excuse me, this JSON. We're going to split screen so we can figure out the key system. And we're going to leave all this the same. All of my tables and everything are going to be exactly the same. And all of this is really the same, but except for self-interface in self-parsed JSON open config, right? This is my for loop. It's going to be in self-parsed JSON. Now that's not a list. So we're going to just do that in self-parsed JSON. And then if, and we're going to say input CRC errors is in self-parsed JSON, the counter equals what's my for loop? Self-int, which should be here, so counters input CRC errors. And if my counter is greater than my threshold, fail the test. I don't think I need to actually change anything else in the code. except here, the names of the outputs. So instead of open config interface CRC errors, this is going to be show interface input CRC errors. And let's fix that in the other right here, open config. Should be show pass or fail. None of this changes. None of this changes. None of this changes except for this open config thing becomes show interface, and that should be show interfaces. Let me go back up and make that standard. So we don't need that anymore. Show interfaces, just to be accurate. When I missed one here. Show interfaces. Show interfaces. Show interfaces. Show interfaces. Show interfaces. Okay, and then the chatbot stuff. Okay, so let's run the code, and it should pass this test, because I don't think there are actual CRC errors. I wonder how long I went. This is going to be a bad video, because there's not going to be audio for the first, whatever, 10 minutes. And people are just going to shut it off. Oh well, I'm just going to keep going. I should stop and delete this stream and start a new one. So did it pass? There's our table, so it's empty here. It did pass, but my table output doesn't look very good. So that's my row. So let's look at the row here. Add row right here. So I wonder how far I'm getting here. Let's print self.interface here and just see. It's not an array, so maybe I have to do the for loop a little differently. Where did that go? Let's print self.intf. Let's see what the data looks like here. So gigabit Ethernet 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so I have to do it that way. So it should be value. And this actually should just be self.interface. So if the CRC errors is in the value and the value of CRC errors, let's try it that way instead, and let's not print these anymore. Yeah, because it's not an array, so I have to do the item.items. All right, that's fine. We're looking for data in the table, and there's no data in the table. try this. Print value input C errors. Am I getting into this if statement here? If input C or C errors is in value. No. I'll get there. We're getting away. Let's see what this prints. So key error, input C or C errors. What did that value look like then when I did print it? Is it still in my logs here? Should right here, right? There should be count. Oh, is it? I see, John. Geez, counters CRC error in value counters. John, geez. Sorry about that, everybody. Now, hang on. Where else do I need that? Nowhere else. Let's try it again. Huh. Okay, so hang on. What? Oh, in this name, I missed it. 332. Here. Sorry, excuse me again. But that's under NA, so that's if it doesn't have the counter. So something is hitting if counter. So if there is no value, it's hitting this else. So all of them are hitting the else. So why? So this means counter is empty if there is a counter. No, but see, there's 0, 0, 0. Let me take this if counter out. Unable to render an integer. Which one's the integer in here? Counter? Yeah, so that needs to be string counter and string counter. Okay, sorry about this hiccup, everybody, but this should actually work this time, I'm hoping. We should get a table with, no, unable to render an integer. Which one's the integer? No, hang on, line 349. Did I not save it? Here. String counter. This one will do it. And then we can get into the ChatGPT stuff. There we go. All right, so working. So now let's force this to fail and get into the chatGPT. Now with the chatGPT, we're going to ask it first, what is an interface CRC error? What is an interface CRC error? Explain it like I'm 5. Why am I getting an interface CRC error? And what are the show commands related to input CRC errors? How do we fix input CRC errors? Now this next one here, okay, what happened to my... Here, we're going to comment out this question and come back to it. We'll save that for later. Let's make sure that this is working. So then what we're going to just do is fake the test and say if it equals, fail it. And we should start getting some ChatGPT answers. And we'll see those in a few places. We'll see them in the console here, in the pyATS logs, and in the WebEx room. Oh, no such folder. So saving the file. Hang on. All right, we're not quite there yet on the failure for the MP3 file. So what line is it complaining about? 391? Oh. Device. What's it complaining about here in the MP3 file? Where did that go? It should just be device alias here. Alias. I think. I don't know if that's the error. 391. So what is the MP3 file that it saved? Because it did save it. It's right there. Show interface. Interfaces. It's that stupid interface versus interfaces. Ha! Okay, alright, we're close. Interfaces. Let's try it again. Okay, so everything's working so far. And now we'll get the ChatGPT answers. Here comes the important part of this whole video. Sorry for the almost hour build-up, but there's the CRC errors. So this is what it says, what it is, and it's accurate. Here it says, explain it like I'm 5. And the explain it like I'm 5 is really cool. I'm not going to spend the time reading all these, but you can see them on here. The show commands, and this is going to become important in a second. We're going to try something. And then how to fix the problem. All right, so now for the important part of the video here, let's reverse this and comment out these questions and this WebEx stuff. And then what we're going to do is, and I have to manipulate this still, we're not quite ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is say, you are a code generator, respond with only code and no notes and no replace. JSON array of Cisco iOS XE show commands related to interface input CRC errors with no notes and no replace. Okay, so this is where it gets a little crazy. We're asking it for a JSON array, and we're going to log that raw result. So now let me comment out this stuff here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that result. So let's just see what it comes back with for that question. Give us a JSON array of Cisco iOS XE show commands related to input interface CRC errors with no notes and no replace. Let's take a look at what the JSON looks like that we get back. Look at this. Look at. There is a JSON array of show commands, show interfaces, pipe, include, input, error. Now, if I wish I had done this the first time. That is from ChatGPT. So now let's write some code to work with what they came back with. Now, it might not be this every time, but let's make the assumption that this is what we're going to get back next time. So what we're going to say is, and we're going to do this in a try and except in case the try fails. So what we're going to do is say JSON results equals JSON loads the result, this, dot replace and get rid of the ticks and JSON. So dot replace the 3 ticks with nothing and replace JSON with nothing. And then for each result in JSON results, print results. In this last instance, it would have printed each of these. So then instead of print, let's just do print for now. Let's run this again. And I know we're maybe missing opportunities here if it works and it doesn't work, but let's just try this. Let's see if we can print each result from the list of results that ChatGPT gives us. So this should print the array. And look, it worked. Those are all the commands that they would have recommended we run. So now, let's change this print to be a variable. Actually, no, we don't even need a variable. What we can say is self.device, or I guess, what do I have? What's my current device? My current device would be self.device. All right, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. I just wanted to make sure. So what we're going to do here instead of that is say self.device dot command. See, configure, I think it's command. I usually use .configure. I think it's pyATS.command. pyATS.command. I usually use .configure. No, hang on, I've lost the plot here. I'm going to say .parse. Excuse me, geez. Parse, and then result, which should be the show command. And what we're going to say is parsed ChatGPT suggestion equals, and then we're going to print the parsed GPT suggestion. Sorry, excuse me, I lost myself there for a second. So for each result in the results, set up a variable equals self.device.parse and that show command that ChatGPT is giving us, and then print the JSON parsed version of the show command that ChatGPT recommended. Now this would be pretty wild if this works, and I don't know if it's going to work. Depends on the list that we get back from ChatGPT, I suppose. So let's see if this works. Here it comes. AI isn't perfect. So it didn't work. Although it should have run show interface. So AI isn't perfect. So I got to here because the try here failed. So that didn't quite work out. What we should do is let's print the result to show here's the command, and let's print that too. Let's print it as an F string. Here is the show command ChatGPT recommended result. Let's do that. Now this might be hit or miss. It may work, it may not work, and that's sort of it's bleeding edge technology. It's not a database, it's a chat language. But let's see if we can manipulate it. We may have to maybe adjust the question we're asking. So show interfaces include input errors. So maybe I should say no pipes, because pyATS, right, we don't want to parse. So pyATS tried to parse show interfaces include input errors. pyATS parse testbed file testbed ssh.yaml. Oh, I need to put quotes around that. Could not find a parser. See, so now what if I just do show interfaces? Yeah, see, that would have worked. So what I need to do instead is in our question, maybe say no pipes. JSON array of Cisco iOS XE show commands related to infiltrators with no notes and no replace. Cisco errors with no pipes. No, I'll leave it like that. Oops. All right, let's try that with no pipes. So let's try it with no pipes and see if that will give us just a list of show commands. Let's see if we could run it. No, see, it still has the pipes here. Now maybe I'm doing this wrong. I'm sort of doing it. Well, I'm trying to parse it with pyATS. Parse result. I wonder if there's a way for me to just run the show command. Like, I know there's a .configure. Is there a .command? Geez, I should know this. I know this is embarrassing to Google, but pyATS run show command. See, I don't want to parse it though. I just want to run the show command. Well, can I just say .configure? The parsed would be best if I could get it as JSON. So I need to get this question to give it with no pipes. Shouldn't have given me pipes there. Cisco show commands. Let me say this. Without pipes. And if you have any suggestions, if you're watching, let me know. It's just manipulating the ChatGPT. I'd really like the parsed version of these commands. I would do for just the show commands. See, this one should have worked. No, see, I don't want all this extra stuff. I don't know if that's going to work, if that's the right syntax with pyATS to just run a command. This is like, I'm so close, I just need to. Really, I just want show interfaces. This is great. This is great. AI isn't perfect, so something in my... So I didn't even get here, did I? I got my array. No, I did get there. Here's the show command. And then AI isn't perfect, so this failed, this dot command. I really want dot parse. I wonder if I could ask it for pyATS commands instead of show commands. See what it says about pyATS commands. And then instead of dot parse, I'll pass it the whole string back from ChatGPT. But I don't know if it knows anything about pyATS. I guess we're about to find out. No, you see it's still regular commands, they're not powered. See, let me undo that. Let's try it again. We're getting really close. It's just a matter of, like, if it would just give me simple, maybe I could put the word simple show commands. Or if there was a way for me to just pass in a raw string to pyATS to run arbitrarily at the command line. Hey, it worked. Look at it, it worked. So it parsed show interfaces, and there is the data. There's the data. Isn't that cool? So we sort of pulled it off. It doesn't need all of these. It didn't necessarily need these other commands, and it only ran the one command. But here is the show command. ChatGPT recommended show interfaces, And here is the JSON payload. Now I should print that, maybe print that a little better on the screen. Hang on, I think I have code for that. Yeah, like that. So that would have printed it a little better. But so we have that working. So then I guess the next thing I would want to do is set it into WebEx, right? So let's turn the WebEx on. And what I would send the WebEx is, so I'm sending it result here. I can't send it result, I'll have to send it JSON results. And then here, the parse chatGPT suggestion. I guess that's inside of the for loop though, so I need to call this each time. Well, we can send it the singular suggestion for now, that's fine. Move this in here. Yeah, like that. Okay, so I did get it working once. Let's just try it again and see if I can get a nice pretty print and the data sent to and hang on, what did I send? Log info. Actually, what I should send is this. Yeah, that's better. Send that into WebEx in a nice JSON format. So this might be more failures, right? This might not work again. Let's see if we can get it to work again. No. So it tried show interfaces, pipe includes CRC. Huh. So it's about the question. It's about the question. I keep coming back to that, but I wonder if I say you are a, instead of a code, well no, code generator is what I want. Please respond with code only, no notes. Maybe if I say comma, no replace, and no pipes. A JSON array of Cisco iOS XE show commands without pipes related to input CRC errors with no notes and no replace. So let's try it there. If we massage it to say no pipes right in our server, if we can get away with just getting show commands back. Come on. No, you see, look at, now I get even more pipes. I guess I could say no includes. No notes, no replace, no includes, and no pipes. With no notes, no pipes, no includes, and no replace. Oh, you see, it comes back with includes and pipes. Without pipes or includes, how about that there? If we move the question here. We do have a success. I do have evidence of it working, which is close. I mean, it's cutting edge. Here we go. What's this? Yeah, it didn't work. Show interfaces with include line protocol include. Even when I'm telling it, don't give me includes. How about no instead of with no pipes? Show commands, no pipes, no includes. Or my alternative is to do a little bit more research, embarrassingly, to see if I can tell pyATS just to run arbitrary CLI commands. Right, instead of .parse, is there like just a pyATS run arbitrary command? Yeah, Python. I don't want run job. See, yeah, and parse the output. I don't. What is there a way for me to not give, not care about the parsing? Oh well. I'm stuck with .parse for now. I'm just trying to think of a way to make it better. We did get it working once, but once out of 5 or 6 times isn't great. If there would be a way for me, can we just try command? It doesn't complain about command, meaning I'm not getting an error from pyATS that command is invalid. I believe it is .command. Maybe I'm imagining things, but I think that is how you execute arbitrary show commands. Because .configure goes into config mode. See, and that's just not a valid show command with the comma and all this stuff. See, that should have worked though. Yeah, see, command isn't a valid. They only have parse or learn. I could probably switch to a different automation library and do that though. So let's just try it again with .parse. Let's see if we can get this to run. We did get it to run once. It's all about the response from ChatGPT. Like when it just says show interface, that's something pyATS can parse. See, these are no good. So let's maybe, can we add pyATS show commands, JSON array of Cisco show commands, let ATS can parse the no pipes things clearly isn't helping. Let's try that. A JSON array of Cisco show commands that pyATS can parse related to. Maybe that will be smart enough. David, that's a good point about the plural. I could check that. See, it doesn't. That's too bad. I was hoping it would be smart enough to just give me show commands that pyATS has parsers for. But I really need to be tell it I don't want any pipes at all. The includes have sort of gone away there, but I don't want any pipes. So that didn't work. Show commands that pyATS can parse. So just show commands. What if I say simple? Simple show commands. No. What I need is just something that can run arbitrary show commands from Python, as opposed or get this question right to give me answers that are only show, give me things pyATS can parse. I'm just going to try it again. It's funny because this is an actual case of try it again and it maybe works, maybe it doesn't work. I just don't know how I can tell it to not give me anything with a pipe or include. Can I say not? Is this like a Google thing? Not. Or can I say without pipe? Does that? Is it smart enough to recognize that instead of the word pipes? Can I say without and actually pass it the character of a pipe? Maybe that's my secret here. No, it still has the pipe. See, but then I gotta switch whole libraries if I switch out to NetMiko or something like that. I really don't know. Is there a way to just arbitrarily run instead of .parse? I don't think that there is in pyATS. pyATS run a show command. EasyPy maybe? No, that's the run job stuff. See, I don't necessarily want to parse it, I just want to run it. Execute show command. I don't think I can do it. I really think it's just the parser. No, device.execute. Aha, there we go. Perfect, bingo. I've been using the wrong execute. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Let's see what happens now with .execute. I was using .command, yeah, .execute. All right, let's try it. Because now it'll just arbitrarily, now it won't be parsed JSON data back that we get, but we could, okay, so it did work. It did work for one of the commands. So that's close. Having a little better success than we did with the parser. So it ran show interfaces include CRC, and here's what we got there. Now it tried show interfaces counters errors, which probably isn't a valid command. I don't think that's a valid Cisco command. What is this thing? Developer. Yeah, that's what I typed in. So what they tried, what did they try? Show interfaces, counters. See? They could have tried protocol and that would have worked. So we actually have it working now with pyATS.execute. And I'm sorry that took me so long to find. Now we could try to parse it still with two commands. Try to parse their output with .parse. And then try to run the command with just .execute. So I don't know if we want to try that here. So let me change that back to parse. And let's add a try. Except print unable to, actually we should do this as a log.info. Unable to parse the ChatGPT suggested command. And then what we're going to do is execute, and unable to execute. And instead of the JSON dumps, we're just going to, and we're going to say raw ChatGPT suggestion. Now we're going to have to make a duplicate here. I need to move all this inside of that for loop. And I need to double up on, so what am I'm sending it the parse ChatGPT suggestion here. I should now send it the raw ChatGPT suggestion. Okay, now let's play with this a little bit more. And I think we're on to something. So now what we're going to do is try to parse the command. Oh no, bullshit. Unmatched. Where's this? 573. One extra. Okay, that's fine. Back to my train of thought. We're going to try to parse it, and then we're going to try to just run it raw for each of the commands that come back in the list of ChatGPT's suggestions. So let's see what happens here. And it might throw an error that just says, so AI isn't perfect. So here's our array. Unable to parse the ChatGPT suggested command, unable to execute. So it couldn't run. Why not? That should have worked. Show interfaces CRC. Did I screw something up here with these try except? No, because it printed both of them. And what did it say? Show interfaces include CRC. I'm not sure why that didn't work. It worked at the command line when I ran it. I think this would be great if I could try it. Let me run it again. I'm still trying to puzzle out why that didn't work. It ran at the command line, show include CRC as a pipe. Now it shouldn't have parsed it, so I understand that it shouldn't have been able to parse it, but why isn't it able to execute it? And I should do this a little bit differently. Let's just take out the WebEx for now, because I'm gonna refactor that. Oh, hang on, maybe this is the problem. It could have been that on the raw thing because I had it as JSON. I still don't quite understand why that one didn't run at least the raw execute command. Let's try it again. Let's see what happens here. I took out the little JSON flags there. Maybe that was the problem. Aha, there we go. So it's unable to parse it, and it tells us that. Okay, so here's the show command ChatGPT recommended. Show interfaces, right? Unable to parse it, but then there is the raw output. Show include CRC. Unable to parse it. There's no output from that. Right, so it's actually working here. Here's some data input packets. So this actually ran 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It ran all 4 commands. Raw. Is that not awesome? Big round of applause. Big round of applause. Okay, so we have, and if it can't parse it, it can't parse it. And then it gives us the raw execution of the command at the CLI. That is pretty awesome. That is really awesome. I'm going to have to take a screenshot of this. Bear with me here. Reset my Zoom. Go to my logs. No, I guess I need all of it. I got to post that on Twitter. So like, right, we asked ChatGPT to, here's the that, unable to parse, but then there's the raw output. So glad I found that. Oh no, that dot execute. Where's my terminal? There it is. Jeez, I thought I closed my terminal there. Getting so excited. I got to go to a Twitter, new tweet. Really check out these logs. Ask ChatGPT for array of show commands. pyATS parse. In this instance, pyATS couldn't parse the commands, but was able to automatically run for show commands. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Had to tweet that out. That's exciting. That's a major milestone for this. So let's try it again. Why not? I should have made note of that pyATS log. I'm gonna do that after this. I'll let this run, and then I'll jump into the pyATS logs. What do you think out there? Let me know. Put something in the chat. Say hello. Tell me what you think of this ChatGPT stuff. Look at this. Look at. It's running all of these. Look at this. Input cues. Look at these commands. Look at this output to troubleshoot automatically. Holy cow. Well, I like to end on a success. I will likely come back and stream some more later today. I know this took a little while to get off the ground, but I sort of have to wrap things up just for a little while. I'll be back later today for more streaming. Absolutely. Later tonight, I'll do some more of this. We'll add some more show commands. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you, David, for sticking with me and mentioning the audio issue. I'm really sorry about that, everyone. Hopefully this doesn't ruin the whole stream. But this, what we just pulled off is just so exciting. All right, I'll talk to you.